Roman philosophy is the greatest love is between a man and a boy.
Yeah.
That's not correct.
Yeah.
That's exactly opposite of the earth doctrine. The earth doctrine is the greatest love between a man and a woman in which they produces a child. Right? What we call the great trinity. Every time a child is born, that's another trinity. That's another three. Right? So the child is a sum total parts of the mother and the father in character and in deed. Right? So the Sibyls, wherever they went, it was like the Queen of Heaven and Earth was there. She know everything going on wherever they at. She can see through their eyes, they can see through hers.
All connected.
It's a connected hive link.
Now, I see a lot of things as well. That's it. You know, you got these people that saying, "Oh, they putting up things, putting up chemtrails. They're putting up different things to try to block the sun." Now,
They were.
They
were.
Yeah, they were.
They cleaning that shit up now.
I guess my question is still, you know, as much as these so-called men try to combat this ascension, or this, you know, this reawakening, so to speak, is there an opposition towards these people?
Yep. Toward the ones trying to wake everybody up.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's automatically going to be an obstacle, resistance. It's going to be resistance to the ones that sleep, not wanting to wake up. Then it's going to be resistance from the ones who don't want us waking nobody up. Then it's going to be resistance from the ones who swore to fight against us until the end of time. Right? And they're going to fight to the last man standing.
And that I get that's my question. Who's fighting against them? You know what I'm saying? What is it, the opposition that's fighting against them? I guess in our behalf, or is it just the fact that we got to wake up and start to fight them? You know what I'm saying? Or do we have that extra help?
We got all the help we need. The problem is us becoming consciously aware of a power shift taking place without the government telling you.
Yeah.
Because the energy is in the air and all of the signs are available. But the people are still in slumber. And still not understanding what they're seeing in front of their face.
Yeah.
And the false narrative is still captivating the audience, keeping them misled.
Yeah. They're still in the matrix. They still, you know, in front of the boob tube. You know what I'm saying? And they're still, most of it's
Plugged
still,
in.
yeah, plugged in. Yeah, yeah. No, that's a good point. Yeah, because it's like even now, you know, like we said earlier, you know, it seems like there are some major shifts, man. Because I never, you know, I mean, there was cats that I really can't even say on this bigger level, individuals that have this big bullhorn that are speaking out like they are right now. Not, I guess maybe in the entertainment, maybe it was more on the political side, but these entertainers and sports athletes that are doing this now, I mean, you can't help but get people's attention on this level. This is for me, this is like something new on this level.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah,
I've never seen this like this.
48 laws of power say create a compelling spectacle. Right? Hegelian dialectics say start the shit, watch the reaction, and then come with a solution. Right? So all of these things converging together.
Yeah.
The ancient code of kings. It say when the conspiracy against the king has been discovered, he dragged the conspirators out in the open before he execute them and publicly read their crimes before the public and lay the conspiracy bare, so that the public will demand the blood of the traitor.
Yeah.
And then the king so graciously delivers the traitor's head on a silver platter. But we don't remember the ancient code of kings.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, let me see. They had another question here. Let me see if I Oh, here we go. It says, what is the name of the gatekeepers of the Dendora?
I don't know.
Yeah, gatekeepers in the. I remember names. I remember reading a book that Babble put out talking about the gatekeepers, but I never even seen no names on them. But I mean, just the fact that there are gatekeepers, huh? Let's move on to the next one. Oh, this is more of a comment.
Yeah.
Yep, moving in frequency of a tribe, man. Yeah, exactly. Because I mean, that's what you're just saying as far as even dealing with the Sybil, just connecting, together. But yeah, man, that's. Hold on one second. Oh, never mind. That ain't a good one. But yeah, bro. Let me go back here. If y'all haven't already, please, the brother's Cash App is here, up here. You know what I'm saying? Please support the good brother. He's doing this, for our behalf to try to wake us up, man. So it's $ SIKAPE. That's his Cash App. Hold on one second. I'm freezing here. Hold on one second. I got another question.
Oh, that's psychic self defense here.
Mm-hmm.
When when you learn how to harness your energy,
Mm-hmm.
your own energy, and to control your energy, you can easily disorient a person with just a look.
Mm.
Right, because you can thrust your energy through your eyes the same as you can thrust your fist to their jaw.
Mm. All right. Can a person reincarnate as their own daughter after dying a few months after giving birth to that child?
It won't be it will it's possible.
Mm-hmm.
It's possible because some every now and then the person can't find a person they're willing to come back through,
Mm-hmm.
and they'll say fuck it, and
Yeah.
then they'll self reincarnate. Right, the child takes up to 9 months in order for their soul to calibrate to a frequency,
Mm.
to lock them into a character of who they are. And they drawing that energy through the DNA from the family line anyway.
Mm.
So if the mother is not present in physical form, it's just a matter of calibrating that energy from the other side to get into this side.
Mm. All right. Do you believe that the year 2050 is the end of a 400-year enslaved period of mental and physical slavery?
They already that's already over.
Mm-hmm.
It was a house resolution commemorating the 400 years back in I think 2018, 2017.
Mm-hmm.
Right, where they acknowledged the 400 years. That's actually a closing of a contract that's known as the biblical contract of the Pope.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It is a question on what you were talking about earlier about when we were talking about Egypt and America and the Nile and etc. Because I remember somebody, I can't remember who it was, they were saying that like Egypt was Hollywood. That they made it look all.
That was me,
Oh, Egypt
because
was
that's what it
Hollywood.
was.
Yeah.
It was just to reenact the holy drama.
Uh-huh.
Right, the holy
Mm-hmm.
drama is to keep the memory of the great debauchery in the domain of the public,
Mm-hmm.
so that when we come back and remember who we are, we'll know what the
Mm-hmm.
judgment was and how to render the judgment to the public so that you can resolve the matter at the close of the age.
Mm. All right. Another one. Where do ancestors go when they transition? What realm does the Northern Lights have anything to do with our transition?
Aureo Borealis is the northern lights, and that's a reflection off of the inner earth onto the atmosphere. Um, the realm, the fifth dimensional realm, is the realm that we go to between incarnations. The fourth dimensional realm is what we call the dream realm.
Mm-hmm.
But because the fourth and third was collapsed on each other, that's why you have to split your day between the two dimensions.
Mm.
But when you leave your physical form, you recoil back to the fifth dimension unless you done doing your work here. Then you go all the way back up to the 19th.
And I all the way to the top. All right. How much are we a fusion of our parents in a completely different soul in this body?
We gonna always, because the DNA got it seems infinite, but it has a limited number of frequencies for a soul to incarnate into a physical form.
Mm-hmm.
It's only like 4 points on the entire genome that line up to allow certain energy frequencies to come back in.
Mm-hmm.
These frequencies is coming from the union of the two lines, mother line, father line. When they cross, the individual then lets out a frequency and then becomes a composite of both sides of the family.
Mm.
And the fusion is not always the same. Sometimes it's 20% mama, 80% daddy. Sometimes it's 80% mama, 20% daddy. That's when they look at a child and say, you your mama
Yeah,
child,
yeah.
so you your daddy, you chose your daddy child. They can
Mm-hmm.
look at you and tell, right? That's because you have a controlling percentage of one or the other.
Mm-hmm. There you go.
Do you think children of light will incarnate simultaneously when the time is right? Light code activation of the melanated being. So the children of light is the rainbow children, the indigos. They've been coming in for the better half of 45 years now.
Mm-hmm.
And they are awakened at different levels because we don't all wake up at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
But they all got gifts to offer humanity for the upgrade of humanity.
All these. Go ahead.
You see where it said the light code activation?
Mm-hmm.
That's the solar rays coming in. So you remember the tattoo Rasheed Wallace got on his shoulder of
Mm-hmm.
Akhenaten and the sun rays?
Mm-hmm.
That's what that represents.
Mm-hmm.
Activating of the light code, the melanated being. But the melanin is auto sentient. It's conscious on its own.
Mm-hmm.
And you trying to learn how to communicate with it.
Mm-hmm.
And the prime source or the microphone is at the base of the spine. Think matrix plug in.
Mm. It's all now. This is a question that I have. I remember some individuals are trying to say that this reality is a simulation. You know what I mean?
It's a
That this
hologram.
yeah that it's a simulation. Now the grand architects. You know what I'm saying? It's the grand architect. Like for example, you dealing with a new. That's the most high on whatever the case may be. The source is the source the grand architect. Would that be the grand architect?
So you look at sources, Big Mama.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Big Mama delegate responsibilities to the ones who's capable in that particular field.
Gotcha.
She creates you as a sentient creator being for the purposes of manifesting reality before our eyes.
Mm-hmm.
And you got different expressions of reality throughout the boundless universes,
Mm-hmm.
right? A good show to watch to get an idea what I'm talking about is Sliders,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because you got light spectrums, you got sound ranges, and the combination where they cross at different locations vibrated a different frequency of reality to produce a different reality than the one you see. So right now we are in a grand dance to create tomorrow while we burning yesterday down. We done with yesterday. Now all we take from it is the memories in order to take the lessons from it to build a better tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Tomorrow ain't here yet because we ain't built it,
Yeah,
but
built it
we in
yet.
the process.
Mm-hmm. Uncle Rod, I died in my sleep and came back. Saw my angel hovering orange light above my head in 7 Mile in 2004. And I wonder if it was Christ the Hootie's lineage since I was a child.
It's I would need more information,
Yeah. That's,
more background on the
mm-hmm.
on him and his situation.
Grandmaster Hayes, what exactly is in a red iron oxidized dust around the sky, a sun from the sky?
The tail of Nibiru, the red iron oxide is the rust because it's a brown dwarf. It's a collapsed star and it took
Mm-hmm.
on a metallic form. The Anunnaki, along with several other of their allies, hollowed it out and turned the inside into a terraform habitation. It's huge.
Mm-hmm.
And the iron oxide blows off the surface of Nibiru as it hurls through space as a dust trail.
Mm. What if this Earth is going through an upgrade? You know what I'm saying? And are there some certain beings that on here that cannot go along with the upgrade? And what about the beings inside the Earth? Even these humans that are building inside the Earth, will they be affected by the upgrade?
Everything with a genome going to be affected. Some things
Mm-hmm.
are not mitochondrial based, won't be able to sync to the Earth,
Yeah.
and it'll either leave from being repelled by the Earth, or it's going to die on Earth. But if it don't come from a mitochondrial base that can link to the Earth, it will not be allowed to reincarnate back here. So it'll, by default, it'll have to go back to its point of origin.
Mm. Again, back to the Matrix.
Right. So you keep hearing me bring up the mitochondria
Mm-hmm.
because this is a critical link to the Earth sinking process.
Mm-hmm.
This is what the whole Enlil war in heaven was about. The inability of the man to control a feminine planet using patriarchy because he can't rule, because he can't have the birthright, because he doesn't have the X chromosome of rulership.
Mm-hmm.
Well, once the war started, the one with the Y chromosome had to also have the X chromosome of the mother blood typing
Mm-hmm.
in order to be the heir.
Mm-hmm.
And that left only one what you call um, one option available.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why it's always one son,
Mm-hmm.
because he's the only one that's available that is on the frequency from the mother line and the father line.
Is it? Is there? I know that back in time, certain times, women were able to impregnate themselves. Will that ever have to happen again? Um, that.
That stopped because they put the moon there to block out the Lilith energy of Saturn.
Mm-hmm.
And the women had to relearn moon magic with their Saturn magic or their Lilith magic. Once they understand how to tune their frequencies of their body, they will be able to spontaneously reproduce what we call Parthal Genesis.
Mm-hmm.
But only certain ones of them would be allowed to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So
Mm-hmm.
her status would be queen,
Yeah.
like the queen bee, queen termite, queen ant.
Mm-hmm. Hmm. All right. Question here: can you relate or describe the cosmic slop?
Um, that's kind of difficult to. I'm not sure when she used the term cosmic slop. I'm thinking she's talking the waste product of creation
Mm-hmm.
being stirred up,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm not familiar with it as this term.
This is an interesting question. Can we reincarnate in the same timeline after death, like a video game, if you don't beat the level?
Yeah, sometimes you'll go back and live the same exact life over until you make the right choice where you got killed.
Mm.
So you will just be reliving the same timeline. You just monkey flip back to the beginning in your consciousness. So you don't make that move that got your ass murdered.
Yeah.
As soon as you figure it out, you've learned in the self now. But you can
It,
definitely reincarnate on the linear timeline.
mm-hmm. And now, is that as long as you're playing that loop? Is that hell? Is that your own personal hell?
Um, Hell is subjective
Mm-hmm.
because what they tell us is hell comes from a trash dump in Ur of the Chaldees,
Mm-hmm.
which they called it the city of fire, where they dispose of waste product and executed criminals.
Mm-hmm.
Where you get your verse, there'll be weeping and gnashing of teeth from throwing. And they also used to dispose of the synthetic workers using that method.
Mm-hmm. Hmm. Oh man. All right, let's see. Let's see if we got any more questions here. I know you might want to hold on a second. My computer's lagging for some reason. There are times I babble, and when it's happening, it reminds me of the term speaking in tongues, but I feel like I'm speaking ancient language. Can you break this down for me?
You have to learn how to translate it into English.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as you learn that, it all makes sense. It's
Mm-hmm.
not gonna make sense until you. So if you find yourself doing it, if you can record it and listen to it and ask yourself, I feel like, what do I feel like I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Right? If you're in tune with your emotional body, the expression of the feelings that's coming across can help you to translate what's being said.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of time we are literally speaking Atlantean or um, ancient Akkadian or something.
Yeah.
A lot of those ancient languages.
Mm-hmm. All right, brother. I'm not seeing any more questions. You know what I'm saying? And I ran out of my questions, man.